never see you again unless it's at a bar in the future or something. Just out of this type of situation, I promise you I won't ever.
And Jeffrey just wanted to go home. How agonizing it is.
Young Thug is finally free. He was released from custody yesterday evening. Young Thug taking a guilty plea brings an end to the prosecution's sprawling case after nearly 2 years of a winding live stream trial. The original judge was recused from the trial in July after misconduct allegations by the defense, heated courtroom exchanges between various parties, and a multitude of bizarre moments, including a deputy allegedly smuggling contraband to a defendant and someone hacking the court's Zoom to yell "Free Thug."
Free Thug, mistrial! Free Thug, mistrial!
The state had alleged that Young Thug and 2 other people co-founded a violent criminal street gang in 2012 called YES's L, or Young Slime Life, which they say is associated with the National Bloods gang. The indictment says Young Thug made YES's L a well-known name by referring to it in his songs and on social media. He was painted as a gang leader known as King Slime, someone who calls the shots and directed others to engage in criminal activity. Assistant District Attorney Adrienne Love said Young Thug was a central figure in the illegal acts, including allegations of murder, and cited rap lyrics promoting violence. She asked the state to consider sentencing Young Thug to 45 years, with 25 years to be served in prison and 20 on probation. But Judge Whitaker noted in her sentencing decision that prosecutors were earlier willing to let Young Thug get out on probation as part of a plea deal as long as he testified against his co-defendants. Young Thug's attorney, Brian Steele, asked Whitaker to impose house arrest instead and said the state misunderstood the context of the rapper's lyrics in claiming they showed he was encouraging gang activity. He said they are in a tunnel vision to try and convict a man who should not be convicted. Now watch to see Young Thug speak before his sentencing.
Anything that you want to say?
Yes, ma'am. I take full responsibility for, my crimes or my charges. I want to say sorry to my family, my mom. My mom got 11 kids. I can't say all their names, my managers, my kids that's not here. Really everybody that got something to do with this situation, I want to say sorry for just having so much time invested into this, and I am a smart guy, I am a good guy, and I really got a good heart, I find myself in a lot of stuff because I was just nice or cool, and I understand that you can't be that way when you reach a certain height because it could end bad, and it don't really have to have nothing to do with you, but it could end bad and it could, fall on you. And I know the choice is yours, it's up to you, and I hope that you allow me to go home today and just trust in me to just do the right thing and never see you again unless it's at a bar in the future or something. Just out of this type of situation, I promise you I won't ever be in this type of situation again. I'm going away. I've learned from my mistakes. I come from nothing and I've made something, and I didn't take full advantage of it. What I am, I know the heights I've reached. I know the impact I got on people, period, in the community, all people. I learned that late, these past 2 or 3 years of my life, I kind of learned that late, and maybe it was because I was, probably on drugs or anything, I don't know, but I have came to my senses and I understand what I mean to this world. But I am a good guy, I don't mind doing stuff like free shows, and I always did that. I did free shows and gave it to single parents, millions of dollars. I made $1.8 million on a free show, and I gave it all to single parent charity. And I did 2 or 3 shows that made $700,000 a piece, and I gave it to the breast cancer organization. I do things. I put millions of dollars back into my community for real. I really did. I did more than anybody ever did from my side, But I understand, rap lyrics. I understand how it could be twisted. I understand what it could do to the mind of people. I understand all that, and I promise you I'm 100% changing that. It's just, I'm older, I'm grown now, and it's just I'm smarter. It's more things to rap about. I've experienced a lot of good things. I experienced more bad things, but I experienced a lot of good things too. And anyway, I can go further.
Well, I appreciate it. And I appreciate that you do realize how much of an impact you have on people. It's it's past your neighborhood. It's worldwide, especially young people. And
The judge said during her sentencing that she appreciated the impact Young Thug has, saying, if you choose to continue to rap, you need to try to use your influence to let kids know that is not the way to go. Fulton County Superior Court Judge Paige Reese Whitaker gave him a total sentence of 40 years. The first 5 years were to be served in prison, but that was commuted to time served. Then he has 15 years on probation. Finally, a backloaded 20 years in prison will be commuted to time served if he complies with all of the conditions of his probation. If he doesn't complete his probation successfully, he will have to serve those 20 years in prison.
the court sentence is 20 years to serve 5 years, commuted to time served, the balance of 15 years to be probated, and a $25,000 fine. On count 2, the sentence is 5 years to serve, commuted to time served. That's the minimum sentence that's permitted on that count. It is required to be run consecutively. I'm going to run it consecutive to count 1, but I am going to backload. Oh, I'm sorry, that is not commuted. That is 5 years to serve, and it's going to be run consecutively to count 1, backloaded, by which I mean after you serve your 15 years of probation. If you have been successful on that probation, and I sincerely hope that you are, then at the end of that 15 years, I will commute the entire rest of any service portion of your sentence to time served. So I'll get to the end of it and give you the total sentence, but I'm also going to impose a $15,000 fine with regard.
So Young Thug is free, but the probation conditions are harsh. Watch to hear.
After 48 hours from your release, you are to stay away from the metro Atlanta area, and that's defined by the U.S. Census Bureau. It may change, but you can look that up anytime to figure out what that is. For the first 10 years of your probation, subject to the following exceptions, you are permitted to be in the metro Atlanta area to attend any wedding, funeral, or graduation from high school, college, or graduate school of any of your immediate family members. And immediate family members is defined the same way that you all were contemplating it when you were negotiating. You can get here up to 24 hours prior to any such event, and you need to leave within 48 hours after any such event. In addition, during each year of your probation, I'm going to require that you come to the metro Atlanta area and make a live anti-gang and anti-gun violence presentation 4 times a year. Each year of your probation, at a grade school, a middle school, a boys or girls club, anything like that, that type of group. And if you want to, that presentation can include a benefit concert, and these presentations may count towards your required community service hours, which I'm going to impose, that during each year of your probation, you perform 100 hours of community service. You are, and this is required by the fact that there's a gang conviction. You shall not knowingly have contact of any kind or character with any other member or associate of any criminal street gang. Exception to that, if your brother is a member of any street gang, I hope you talk him into getting out of it. Quantavious Greer, and then also Sergio Kitchens, as long as you are contractually obligated to him. That is going to include anybody who is named in this indictment. Except as absolutely necessary to conduct the lawful business of your musical career, and to any extent that the state is not agreeing to the exception for Mr. Kitchens. In the event that that part is not enforceable because it is only a portion of a special condition, I'm going to provide that that be severable from the rest of this, and I'll put some case sites in the Senate sheet for that. You are in no way to promote any criminal street gang or any criminal street gang activity, including on any social media platform. You are not to utilize any hand signs, terminology, or language that promotes any criminal street gang. You are not to participate in any criminal street gang activity. You are not to knowingly engage in any contact with any of the victims that are listed in this indictment or with any of their family members. And you may not have in your possession or with arm's reach any kind of a firearm because you're going to be a convicted felon. And that is, except I know that you have security and you need security, you can be within arm's reach of a firearm that is in the possession of either licensed law enforcement or licensed security personnel that are in your security detail or anybody that you're performing with. You are to submit to random drug screens and not use any drugs unless they are prescribed for you by a licensed physician. You are to execute a Fourth Amendment waiver that will permit the search of your person, residence, vehicles, and electronics for any firearms, any criminal street gang paraphernalia, or any illicit drugs.
Wow, it's a lot. Young Thug is free, but they got him on a tight hole. Some fans think the probation sounds like a trap. They can run up on him in his mansion randomly searching for anything to jam him up, which is beyond crazy. One fan said, so Young Thug basically needs to become a monk and then stay in a cave? Oh, okay, I got it. They are trying to systematically change that brother. This court system was designed to tear us down. He will always be in prison just minus the bars. What are your thoughts on this? Well, I'm sure Young Thug is just happy to be home and hopefully he can appeal some of the conditions and get the probation time reduced. Watch to see Young Thug's attorney, Brian Steele, and his father speak after his sentencing.
Jeffrey would have been found not guilty of everything. So this is very painful. But that's another 3 months or so in custody. And he wants to go home to his family. And negotiations totally broke down with the district attorney's office. Horribly broke down. And at that point, we believe that justice would be found with the honorable court. And Jeffrey just wanted to go home. How agonizing it is to know that we've spent a year trying a case where the prosecutors have put on lies, knowing lies, hiding evidence, is insane in 2024 in the United States of America. And the only reason that this got revealed is because of you people. You people brought the truth to the community because nobody knows this. This is not the only courtroom it's happening in. And I just want to thank all of you. I especially want to thank Jeffrey for letting me represent him.
Well, I was kind of startled behind it because I was in agreement with Brian and Keith. Let's keep fighting. You know what I'm saying? Let's make them continue to embarrass themselves. But at the same token, my son is I've never tried to interfere with his decisions. I just try to give him the knowledge of making the best decision that he sees fit for him. And I support him.
And so what was it like that he's going home?
I feel great that he's going home. But at the same token, I still wanted to fight. But that's his decision. On the other hand, I raised him to be the man that he is. I've always been in his life from a pup to now. And I'm going to continue to be in his life. And as an adult, he has to make his own decision.
And do you live here in Metro Atlanta?
Yes, I do.
So how does it feel here that he's not allowed to be in Metro Atlanta?
I'm totally against that because this is where he...
Here was Young Thug's girl, Mariah the Scientist's reaction. Mariah also posted this message on her Instagram. Thank you, God. Thank you, God. This is more than what we prayed for. We are so grateful. This is the greatest opportunity we've ever been presented with, and we are so grateful. Thank you, Judge Paige Whitaker, for giving us the opportunity to move forward with our life. Thank you, God. Thank you, Brian Steele and Keith Adams and every attorney working on this case. Tireless. Thank you. I cannot say it enough. I cannot repay you for this. You have changed our lives, Jeffrey's life and mine. Thank you to everyone who has been there for us, every fan who believed in us and prayed for us. Nicki Minaj also reacted saying, welcome home, Thugger Thugger. Don't leave again. The people need you. The game missed you. So happy for you, your children, family, and fans. Following the news, Travis Scott took to his Instagram stories to write that his brother on the way home with a series of brown hearts. Similarly, Metro Boomin shared a series of photos of Thug to his stories. T.I. wrote, welcome home, little brother. It's been too long. Time to get back to it, alongside photos of the duo. On X, Sexy Red wrote, they let twin out. Kevin Liles, the CEO of 300 Entertainment, which houses Thug's YESEL Records, wrote on Instagram, words can't express the incredible happiness and relief I feel to learn of Jeffrey's freedom. Drake celebrated the occasion by making a post on his Instagram story and choosing a fitting song from Thug's catalog, Parade on Cleveland. The title of the track, which the Drake is featured on, refers to Cleveland Avenue where Thugger grew up. Kanye West reposted an image on IG of Young Thug after the news of his release. Fans are very excited about Young Thug's release, and we are excited to hear the music he has coming. During court, after Judge Whitaker advised Young Thug that he could not contact the other co-defendants in the YSL Rico trial, Brian Steele specifically asks for 2 exemptions, Thugger's biological brother, Quantavious Grier, and Gunna, so it looks like we might see new music from them soon. We will definitely keep you updated. 3 other co-defendants in the high-profile Rico trial, which was involving Young Thug, also entered plea deals earlier this week. Rodalius Ryan, also known as Little Rod, and Marquavius Huey, known as Qua, took deals Wednesday afternoon in the Fulton County Court. Little Rod, already serving time for a murder he was convicted of at the age of 15, pleaded guilty to a single count of conspiracy to violate Georgia's RICO Act. His plea meant that his 10-year sentence for the RICO charge would be commuted to time already served, enabling him to concentrate on appealing his murder conviction before the Georgia Supreme Court. Marquavius Huey's plea deal came shortly after Ryan's. Initially indicted on 19 charges, including violating the RICO Act, multiple counts of armed robbery, and participation in a criminal street gang, Huey saw some charges dropped or reduced. The judge sentenced him to 25 years, of which he will only serve 9 in prison. The judge told Huey his deal was remarkable given the fact that he was facing the possibility of 3 consecutive life sentences plus additional time. The day prior, 29-year-old Quamarvius Nichols accepted a plea deal. All charges against Nichols, except one including a murder charge, were dropped in exchange for his guilty plea to a RICO racketeering charge. Now, 2 other defendants in the case remain on trial, Diamante Kendrick, known as Yak Gotti, and Shannon Stillwell, also known as Shannon Jackson. We will keep you updated. Well done again to Young Thug, who stuck it out like a real one and called no names. Thank you for watching today's video. Subscribe to Culture Reports, like, share, and comment below. Click the notification bell.